All right, welcome to the Air J the Great podcast show. We got a special guest on the show today, music artist, King of Trap Country, OG Nard. How you doing?
I'm fine today. How you doing there, black man?
Doing all right, man. Just taking it day by day. So,
Okay.
for everybody out there that haven't heard any of his music, we're gonna play one of his songs and then we get into his whole story. This is gonna be a different feel for y'all. So, ask for play. Ask everybody to step outside their comfort zone. You know, listen to something different. I don't just listen to rap and R&B. So, I'm open to listen to all genres. So, this is a pretty good song right here. So I'm gonna play it right now. It's called Change Man.
Yeah, there's more to come, boy.
Yeah. Thing is, man, with that, man, like I tell a lot of artists, man, like I like spirit led music. So like, I tell the artists all the time, like I give a song like 20, 30 seconds. If I don't feel it in my soul, then I'm not saying it's a bad song, it just ain't for me.
Yeah, yeah. That's understandable.
So first off, man, just tell the people where you from and how old are you?
I'm from Miami, Florida, born and raised. I'm 37 years old. You know what I'm saying? I come from the streets, the gutter of the streets, the poking beans in Miami, the trenches. I'm the great nephew of the notorious Big Isaac Hicks. The drug lord from the early 70s, 80s, and 90s that ran the drug trade for South Florida all the way up to New York City. Y'all can Google that. Rick Ross, the rapper, made a song on Port of Miami too called Turnpike Ike in reference to my great uncle. His kids are still alive. Nuki Bay, Uncle Marcel, my cousin Cameron, and his oldest son, Isaac Hicks Jr. And basically, man, like I say, trap country, it revolved around me being incarcerated, in the state and federal penitentiary, 7-year bid, doing what the young boys doing now, trap. Thought that was what it was. Until you get behind the walls and you realize you dead enough. Because don't nobody remember you until somebody done what you did. You around a bunch of brothers that's telling stories from 10, 15 years ago, and you're gonna be in that same position, but they trying to straighten you out. I met a lot of good Muslim brothers, a lot of good Spanish brothers, and I realized, since a kid, my grandmother, late Miss Shirley Temple Stevens, man, she was the daughter of the Cherokee tribe. My grandfather's the great Ben Johnson, the chief of the Cherokee tribe. They was real wise people. And my grandma always would listen to old school music. That's why I got my feel for soul and R&B, like the Marvin Gaye, the Luther Vandross, the Teddy Pendergrasses, the Commodores, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like, that's why I got my passion, the light, love, soul, because my grandma would sit back and reminisce off old times of these songs and cry. And I would always wonder, why is she crying? Until I started listening. So as I grew up, in Miami, in Miami and have to deal with the everyday reality of the streets and getting caught up in the penal system. When God gave me a second chance to come home, I made a promise to a lot of OGs. Because I was out here in the street, I had the name out here for doing stupid stuff, but also living that street life. And a lot of the old heads would listen to me, and I was the youngest one in there. And they told me to make a promise that I'd never come back. And I would change society with the gift that God gave me. Don't let it die. So I've been doing music for a while, man, even in the prison system. Like I used to rock the prison yards, man. We go in the prison yard, I shut it down. So now that I'm home, I developed trap country. Trap country is a merge of country music, trap music, soul music, reggae music. It's a genre where you can be free. But in this genre, you have to produce a message. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is or how you put it. I'm not asking you to change. I'm just asking you to change your direction. I feel like with this new genre, it's going to save the kids. And it's going to bring the diversity of black and white together. Because country music has always been us. That's where we get a lot of our jazz from and our blues. So I'm bringing it back to the forefront, and I'm trying to say rap, because rap dying right now. So when you put both of them together, white people listen to rap music and black people listen to country music. But imagine putting both of them together. Now I can have black and white people getting along. And then it's a message behind every song. My album is getting ready to drop. OG Nard, the City Boy with Country Ways. I'm representing for Dade County, but I'm also representing for them country boys. I got a song out right now that you just heard called Change Managers on all platforms. I will be releasing my next single in about 2 to 3 weeks from now, roughly early March. I'm in early May, roundabout probably like May 4th or May 5th. I'll be releasing my next single, Truck Driver. If you go to my Instagram, OG underscore Nard, Nard underscore, you will see my songs that's up there. Truck Driver is for my grandfather, who was a truck driver. This was my mom's and dad. You know, he drove most of his life. So, you know, I looked up to him as for inspiration on a working man perspective. Because granddaddy brought the bread home and he never asked for nothing out of his paycheck. You know what I'm saying? And he always told us boys, y'all work hard for what you want, so you ain't got to beg or steal for what you want. So like I say, man, I grew up around the old school and the old heads. I'm a young man, 37 and older than me. The young buck called me OG, but I take that title. Because I tell him like this here. OG to me mean the origin of God. Hey, boy, I'm that. I'm that all the way. Like I told you, I'm not a spiritual man, but I do feel God's presence. Everything that I do, I feel God's presence. And all this music that I'm making now, that's different, that nobody has heard to, but the world is gravitating to. I got a lot of famous people reaching out to me right now, a lot of NFL players. You know, I had a chance to talk to Tony Muhammad with the Minister Farrakhan on the West Coast. These guys reached out to me. They love what I'm doing. You know, they're trying to get me out to the West Coast for the gang convention because Change Man made it to the West Coast and a lot of gang members are talking about the song. So like I tell everybody, man, I'm here to make a difference and I'm here to make a change. I ain't going nowhere, bro. Not to be sound arrogant or nothing like that, but I'm one of them ones. I don't care who you put me next to. I'm gonna make our people think again.
Yeah,
Real talk.
absolutely. Yeah, man. So did you have a 2-parent household, any siblings?
To be honest with it, yeah, I'm the baby boy. My mom had 3 boys. But you know, my mom was a queen pin back in the day. My mom sold major drugs. But my mom, she got caught up in the stigma. You know, back in the 80s, you know, Scarface had a slogan where he said, don't get high on your own supply. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 80s, they was getting high. And my mom just got high and couldn't get off. You know what I'm saying? So my mom couldn't take care of us. So she gave us to our aunt. My aunt raised me. And you know, I had a guy named Randolph Williams in my life, man, who was like my father figure. He was from the country. He was a country boy. You know what I'm saying? He the one taught me how to fish, how to do carpentry work, how to do lawn work, you know, how to do everything. Basically, grow your own garden. I had him as a father figure until he went to the Fed. Then after that, you know, grandma stepped in and, you know, that was everything then. Grandma was my backbone. That was my backbone during the whole time. I mean, even with me going through the streets and the shootouts and, you know, the robberies or whatever, whatever it is, man. You know, the young kid call it step. Back then, we just call it, you know, the cleanup crew. But we wasn't killing or we wasn't shooting to, you know, to go phrase back to it. Yeah, like I said, to rephrase back to it, sorry about that. There was somebody calling in, my uncle. But to rephrase back to it, you know, like I said, man, my grandma was my backbone. She taught me everything I needed to know about the streets, about the women, about life in general. You know, she always told me to respect my elders and always take care of old people. And she said that if I ever needed guidance, to look to the sky and look to God to guide me. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of took that as a backbone for me to start doing better, man. Because when I got out of prison, my grandma started getting sick, And I knew right then and there I didn't have nobody else but grandma. You know what I'm saying? My daddy was me. Well, no, I was my daddy. My daddy was a street dude, bro. You know, he tried his best, bro. But when you get in that game there, bro, I always tell everybody like this here. If you never sat down and played poker with the devil, then why you at the table? You know, that ain't a game that it ain't for everybody, but everybody want to be trappers. And I always had this one thing for the young youth. If everybody trappers, then who using the drugs? Make it make sense to me. These kids in pain, man, they need help. Like I say, grandma, Miss Shirley Temple Stevens, rest in peace. That was mom and daddy, bro. And to this day, everything she installed, all the morals that she gave me in life, all the wisdom, the compass on how to survive, I live by that now. I put God first. I believe in myself and I make my words my actions. And I believe one thing in the Bible that was written: do unto others as you want them to do unto you. I really believe that, bro. Because what you do now might not come back and get you. It'll skip you and go to the next generation. And that's what it did to me with my father. So I'm cleaning up my act and I'm cleaning up the streets. I owe a debt to society to clean up what I've produced out here in these streets to these jits, man. And these young men out here, these young kings. You know, I don't even want to label them anything but that, because they kings, bro. They ain't none lesser. Because when me and you gone and the rest of our older men are gone, bro, this is the next generation of emperors. We got to learn to start teaching them to care for our youth and care for these women too. You know, I got a song that's also, I'm releasing a song Mother's Day called Mama that I created, and it's in remembrance to Tupac. It's the new Dear Mama song. I'm gonna send it to you too. They're gonna love that, brother.
Absolutely, man. So when you was a kid, man, what type of activities you was into? Did you do any sports or anything like that?
Yeah, I played football for Pop Warner football for Miami Charles Hadley. Pop Warner school football. It was Liberty City Warriors back then. Yeah, I played football. I did karate at Mr. Arnold's Karate School in Opelika, Florida. I did boxing down at the Lee Center in Overtown with Muhammad Ali when he was training the black youth in Overtown. I was an athletic kid, bro. I played a lot. I be like the normal kid. You know what I'm saying? I was bad. I ain't finna sit here and cap. Bro, I was bad. Bro, I was bad as hell, bro. I get into everything. But the thing was, man, I was just adventurous, bro. I liked it to live. I was always curious about everything. I don't care what you tell me. I'm gonna find a way to find out if it's true. You know what I'm saying? It got me in a lot of trouble, but it also led me in a lot of good direction.
Absolutely. So as far as the music business, did you have anybody in your close circle of family that was involved in the music business, or were you the first one to go down that route?
No, my grandfather, the one I was telling you was a truck driver. My granddaddy name was Willie Andrew Stevens. He was part of a gospel group back in the 70s and the 60s and the 70s called the Sons of Jericho. They was an African American gospel group that toured around the world and actually did music. And my grandma, uh, her mom was actually some kin to what is his name? Lionel Richie. Lionel Richie. You know, they was like some kin. I met the family a couple of years ago, but nah, they was I'm not the first in it, but I think I'm the first to actually take it serious besides my grandpa. You know, I got cousins that rap and all that, but like I say, I vow to be different. Man, look, there's enough problems in the world, and I ain't finna keep putting all this crap out there.
Absolutely. So well, if you had to pick a moment, what would you say led you to doing music?
When I was 13 years old, and my best friend Larry Eugene Townsend got his brain knocked in my lap. Like me and him used to rap. Like me, him, and a friend of mine named Josiah. And Josiah is actually Dirtbag's son. The guy Dirtbag, back in the days made that song with Monica off that Set It Off I Suggest beat. When he come on and he say, "Hey, little mama, I'm a dirtbag," and he's rapping with mom. That's my best friend's dad. So like, I used to watch them rap. I could sing, but I never could get the rapping thing together. And they was like, "No, you need to rap because you know how to play with melodies." And they got me into it. And Larry was rapping too. And I was there that night. My dog got killed. He made me a promise that I'll make it to the top. He like, "Man, no, just tell my mom I'm sorry. Just, man, just promise me, bro. Just promise me, bro. You gonna make it in the rapping, bro. You good." That was the turn right there. I just started taking it serious, but I ended up going to prison. But it never stopped right there. You see what I'm saying? Because I was rocking the chain gang. That stuff you see them doing on TV, the little beating up, man, that's old school to me. That's old school to me.
Oh yeah. When did you get out of prison?
On 05, December 4th, 2005.
Okay. So I had to I would have to think that, the entire time that you spent in prison had to be one of the lowest points in your life. So when you reflect back on that period of your life, what do you take from that experience or you having to do that time?
I look at it like this here. I don't even consider that the lowest part of my life. The lower part of my life was letting my grandma die.
Okay.
Cause she had dog, like that lady pushed me. And just to hear them folks say life. Man, and to watch my grandma break down, bro. Man, I could have took everybody's life in that courthouse. Cause I let the one person that believed in me down. I ain't care nothing about nobody else, not even the judge. I was worried about Miss Shirley. You know what I'm saying? Going to prison, you might not hear this from a lot of fellas, but that was the best thing ever happened to me, bro. That saved my life. I'm a father now, man. I got 2 kids and I'm married. You see what I'm saying? And the crazy thing about it is, bro, man, I work and I love getting the check. Because when you in that chain gang, you working for free. A lot of brothers always tell me, like, "Boy, I can't work a 9 to 5, go to prison." See if you get paid for any labor you do when you're working in the kitchen or you working in the commissary, working in laundry. When they send you on outside work squad to pick up trash, bro, you ain't get paid. If you get paid for that, they number probably about 72 cents a day. Not an hour, I mean a day. It's brothers in the chain gang, man. When I got to prison, I'm gonna tell you something. I was on that young boy stuff, went in there acting stupid. Couple old heads, because of who my family is, sat me down and said, "Look, there's people in here that's gonna spend the rest of their life in here. When you act stupid, they lock down these people comfort. There's rules and regulations when you go in the chain gang, and a lot of the young bucks don't know that. The old school, the old heads, the real gangsters, the real G's that's down, they trying to save these jits now. They getting in the law library helping these kids get back time. Prison was the best experience for me, bro. And I don't mean that literally like I enjoy that. No. Prison is not enjoyable. But it was a life lesson to slow me down before I ate a bullet. You see what I'm saying? I'd rather my mama or my grandmother be reading my diploma of completion than to be reading my obituary of exiting. I don't care who put it no way, man. Gangsta ain't what it is no more, homie. Being gangster was actually standing on your business and taking care of your friends and your family and your community. The new gangster is selfish, homie. That's why they sliming each other out, man. They don't understand. You need your brother standing next to you. Because there's going to come a time, man, where we really going to need each other. Crips and Bloods already changing, bro. They coming together on that West Coast. The rest of the world going to be right behind it. We're going to need each other, bro. Until we can learn this. And I got this slogan that I say, bro. And you'll hear it a lot as time progresses. And I say this to a lot of Black brothers. I'd rather help you before I hurt you. That's my slogan, bro. Let me help you before I hurt you. Because I know what it feels like to hurt you. But it'll be a challenge for me to find out what it feels like to help you.
Absolutely. So who were some of your favorite music artists growing up? Who you like listening to?
Yeah, well, me being from the South, people like Poison Clan, JT Money, Trick. You know, I ain't gonna even lie, I was on Up North music too. I fell in love with Slick Rick music, the greatest storyteller ever told. That's why when you hear my music, I tell stories of my life. And I ain't gonna even front Big L, KRS-One, conscious music. You know what I'm saying? Then as time progressed, you know, as the time era changed, I got on Outkast like crazy, bro. That boy Andre 3000 and CeeLo Green. Whoo, boy, you couldn't tell me nothing. And I learned my harmonization from two people, Anthony Hamilton and Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah, they cold.
I learned how to play through notes with them. Just listening to the way that they can construct certain notes. I figured that formula out years ago when I was in middle school. I figured it out. You know, I used to win freestyle sessions in school. I went to Miami Carey City Senior High School. I mean, I'm winning all the talent shows when it comes to the rapping. Like I really enjoy it, bro. And music is an expression. Like I'm gonna tell you who really got me onto that smooth pimping and telling the truth in your music. Curtis Mayfield, man. That boy Curtis Mayfield ain't nothing to play with, boy. That's a legend of me. You know what I'm saying? And then I can't forget about gospel. You know, people like Yolanda Adams. That's one my grandma used to listen to. And my grandma used to listen to like the old Negro hymns. You know, them old, they call them old slave music. But me, nah, I don't call it that. I call it that music that gonna make you sit down, the thinking music. Stuff Tupac used to be talking about. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, like the Wade in the Water and stuff like that. The new one that they got, God Has Signed My Name. Like stuff like, I listen to stuff like that, man. And I make gospel music too. That's the crazy thing about it. Trap country is gospel too. You're gonna see that too. I have a song that will be released called Am I the Chosen One? I'm asking God that question because I feel like biblically and spiritually, when he said, you are a reflection of me, you are me, you are my son. I'm getting my communications from the Lord with that. So, like I told you, this new genre will be impacted with Afro beats, reggaeton, reggae, Haitian bop, trap music, hip hop, whatever, everything that's out now. I will be putting all that into a sponge of trap country. Nobody's done that before. Mix multiple genres of music all together, but I'm finna introduce it to the world. And it's gonna be feel good music and positive music.
Absolutely. So if you had to pick a moment, what was the moment that you knew you could pursue the music seriously?
Um, in prison when I had mastered not being able to write music no more. I don't write music no more. Everything you hear, change man. I don't write music. I can go in the studio now. I've been doing music for like over, I say about 15, 16 years. So, and I haven't been putting it out. I just been perfecting my craft. That's how long it took. I can get in the studio now and make an album in probably about 2 days.
Wow.
Seriously. And it's proven. We actually got it on documentary because a lot of people didn't believe it either. And it don't take me long to produce. All I have to do is hear, like you told me, the first 20, 30 seconds of an instrumental. I already know what I got.
Oh, yeah. So you currently independent right now. Would you sign to a major if it made sense?
Yeah. I'm not going to encourage nobody not to take a deal because that'll be stupid. But if it made sense to me, if they can let me be who I want to be and control my creative side, because I mean, it's not like I don't know the business. I ain't stupid by a long shot. Yeah, I would sign a deal. I'm independent right now, but I'm actually working with quality control producer, my best friend, my little partner. His name is Cheese Beats. He the one made the hits you hear for Lil Baby, Cardi B, Rick Ross, Plies. He actually just did that Chung Lee by Nicki Minaj. the new song she has out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not Chung Lee. I forgot what it did. Ruby Red. I'm sorry about that. It's called Ruby Red. He's the producer of that, and he's the producer of Handsome and Wealthy for the Migos. Like that's my little brother. He about the only one brother that's really been helping me out in this industry. You know, I mean, people have been reaching out to me, but I go with who God tell me to go with. You know what I'm saying? I
Absolutely.
I prefer if I do go with a label, bro. They let me continue to be the vessel for the Lord. If it's anything interfering with that, I'll back away from it.
Mm, absolutely. So how often are you going to the studio these days? What's your ritual? You go every day or when you just get to get in that mode?
Man, I be in the mode every day. That's the bad part of it. I'm in the mode now. I'm making music while you talking to me. That's the crazy thing. Yeah, I go to the studio a lot. I'm in Atlanta right now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't in Miami. I'm in Atlanta. So uh, I be working with the infamous DJ Brad from the Legion of Doom. I go to the studio with this dude. I put in countless hours, and I know for a fact I've been around Brad now for 8 months, so I know I got probably about 3,000 songs.
Dang.
Yeah, bro. Like I record when I go to, I don't bullcrap. When I finish the first beat, you can master mix. That can go to the engineer, put on the next beat. I don't play. When I come, I'll come to do a job. This is a business too. You know, it's my passion, but it's also a business. I treat it as such. I don't play with this. I don't need 50 dudes to go in the studio. I go in there with my wife, sometimes my daughter. My partners will tell you, I don't need all that around me. I don't, because I'm not pushing off none of that energy, bro. That's the old me. This the new me now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to be a good example for my kids. So when I go to that studio, oh, it's go time. They'll tell you, well, now I'm finna come in. Everybody be like, man, look at here. Y'all gotta go. This man ain't. That's how they do it though, bro. They tell them straight up, y'all gotta go. Because they know when I come in there, I'm finna keep going for hours. It ain't gonna be no stop. It ain't no, oh, I need to take a break. No, until I got an album done, I'm not stopping. And that's usually about 15 to 20 songs.
Dang. Yeah, workaholic, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, one thing about it, without consistency and persistence, ain't nothing going. Right? I heard a quote one day say the 100-hour rule. Right? If you invested 100 hours a year, that's 18 minutes of the day in something, you will be 10 times ahead than a normal person on what they're doing. So imagine if you invested just 18 minutes a day in what you love for one whole year. When the next time you come around, everybody that was doing what you're doing but was bullcrapping, you didn't advance them probably about 3 levels. I don't wait on the next man, bro. Even when my producer's not ready, I'll tell Cheese or my little partner Bear Got Beats that that beat there was for Change Man was produced by a producer named Casanova Bravo. He's out of Rome, Georgia. You know, he's into the country rock and roll thing too. And he had that beat for 5 years and he used to give it to artists and they could never do nothing with it. He gave it to me in 30 seconds and I came up with Change Man.
Mm. Yeah, some beats just chosen for people, man.
Nah, I'll take any beat, bro. That's the thing. Like, I don't care how bad it sounds. It's not the beat. That's what people be failing to realize. The beat is what makes you bop and move. It's not the beat. It's really the harmonization of a person, how they can take their melodies and twist the tunes. I control the tune. Don't let the tune control me.
Absolutely. So take me back to that time when you dropped music to the public for the first time and they was able to hear you for the first time. Just take me back to how that experience was when you got people that you don't know personally that's coming up to you or hitting you up on social media like, hey man, like I really like your music, keep going, it's because it's different when you playing it for people that that's gonna support you and things like that. But it's different when you get that love from people that you don't know.
Well, it was back in, I would say, this was last year, right? This when I really decided, I'm gonna be honest with you. This when I really, came to conclusion with myself, like, look, This is the time. Music's dying. This is the time for you to unleash. So, like I told you, I made Change Man. And when I made Change Man in the studio, like it was big name people in the studio. And these folks was looking at me like, did that just come out his mouth? Because see, I'm gonna be honest with you, if you listen to that song without seeing me, you're not gonna think that's a black guy.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And I was telling them, I'm like, y'all, bro, I'm finna do something totally different. Y'all might not understand it, but I heard a song called Tennessee Whiskey by Chris Stapleton.
Yeah, I like that song.
And I did that song a cappella one day in the studio. And they was like, you wrote that? I'm like, nah, that's this white boy. And I replayed it back. And a friend of mine, a white guy by the name of Derek, came to me. He's like, hey, Bernard, I want you to listen to a country artist. His name is Jelly Roll. And I was like, all right. So I see this big white guy, and I started paying attention to him. I was like, hey, you know what? I want to do what he's doing, but I'm gonna do it on a more perfected level. Like I'm gonna use our culture with country music because he's doing somewhat rap, but it's mostly country of a rock and roll feel. So to take you back, when I was in Georgia, like I said, up here, I did that for them in the studio, and they was baffled by it. So I said, let me take it back down to South Georgia, Bainbridge, Georgia. That's by Tallahassee, Florida. It's like the borderline, Georgia and Florida line right there. When you enter out of Havana, Florida, you're gonna cross the line into Bainbridge, Georgia. That's the first city entering Georgia. That's where my dad is. My grandfather, my dad's dad, his father's from Donaldsonville. They're big. We're big black farmers down there. We own a lot of land. I played it for some white farmers. I was like, hey, y'all listen to this. And when they looked, they said, that's a pretty damn good song. Can I have it? Where did you get it from? And when they told me that, I knew right then and there. I said, this song gonna take me somewhere. So I just started playing it around a lot of places. Even in the hood, everybody started, hey man, I like that. Where I can get that from? And then I tell them it's me, and they like, that's you for real. And I show them a video like I sent you. And everybody like, man, that's nice, man. You need to keep going. And it's just a sensation just to see people enjoy good music again.
Absolutely, man. So speaking of going around different people, have you done any shows yet?
Yeah, I did one for B Moss up here at Cax and Co's in Marietta. I'm actually in the process of getting ready to go do some more shows now. Like I say, a lot of stuff's lining up for me. I got a lot of NFL players and a lot of celebrities reaching out. So, God is directing the path, brother.
Absolutely. So I know you're from Miami, but you're in Atlanta right now. So I want you to kind of do like a comparison. So describe the music scenes in both of those cities and describe like, the local artists, the up and coming artists, collabing with each other and things like that.
See, Miami got a lot of talent, bro. And Miami cultural music is more pure funk. That's like dance and juking music, that pop music, but also thuggish, but more cultural Caribbean. You see what I'm saying? And it's for my Jamaican people and my Haitian people. You see what I'm saying? Down there, it's they Miami is different than Atlanta, only on the aspect of sticking together because twos in Miami stick together, but they don't. Up here in Atlanta, they can be beefing with each other, homie. But when they leave outside of their neighborhoods and it's time to do business, Atlanta comes together. And Atlanta has that southern juke, Geechee to it too. And they got that trap feel like Miami do, but Atlanta just Desmond is more wild with it. You see what I'm saying? These boys down here, I mean, I ain't gonna need my life. Atlanta controlling the music game right now. But I'm coming to bring the torch back to Dade County. And that's no disrespect to the A, because I love the way these boys make music up here.
Yeah, absolutely. I can feel that. So I just started asking artists this question. Do you believe just music artists in general, well, I would say rappers, or do you believe they're being targeted?
I don't want to say the wrong thing, so I'm gonna say that everything's a choice, brother. Whatever you choose to show this world, be ready to receive whatever it's gonna give to you. You see what I'm saying? You can't be target if they don't know what to target. Just it's more common sense. It's just like a blind man sitting in a wheelchair. He telling you he know where he going, but he can't walk, and he see where he going, but he can't see. But yet and still, he asking you to push you. That's exactly what they doing out here, bro. You showing too much. You're advertising too much. My era, when I growed up in the street, the OGs, you ain't know who had the money, because everybody had it. You ain't know who was doing the killing because that was kept secret. You didn't know who the plug was because you went in that circle, that wasn't none of your business. You know, and I don't blame these young kids for nothing they do, bro. It's a form of expression. Music is a form of expression. If you pay attention to country music, rock music, they talk about the same stuff, bro. They just don't get beat down for it. That's why I'm here to change the narrative on what we're doing. I'm here to help us. We can make good music. We ain't got to keep talking about killing each other. We ain't got to keep calling our women B's and H's. We ain't got to make them think that they got to be a stripper for us to holler at them, home. Because at the end of the day, I was always taught, if you got a bad chick, you got to always understand everybody want. You just one Negro. It's a million of them out there trying every day. You got one time to slip. She got a million options. But when you treat a woman less than what she's supposed to be treated like, then, bro, she going to deliver the hell on you. See, we got to realize one thing. What do we call this earth? What do we call earth, black man? It's a word we put in front of earth.
What, planet?
Mother.
Oh.
Play with it you want to. And what Mother Earth tends to do when the world acts out? Mother Earth punishes this world, bro, by thunderstorms, by famine, by sickness and plague. We got to learn to respect our women, bro. And then our women will respect us. And when we can commute that together, we can save our kids. Because ain't nobody coming to save us, dog. Nobody. It's going to take us to save us. And I'm not saying that on no racial issues of no white people, because, bro, at this point, bro, it's so much money out here for black folks. Who we blaming? These brothers now are millionaires and billionaires. Why are you still trying to prove something to the streets? If anything, go back and help. That's why, to answer your question, do I feel like they being targeted? It's a choice, black man. You either become a target or you get away from the target.
Absolutely. So have you worked with some artists yet? Have you did any collabs? And if not, do you got some artists you want to work with in the future?
I know that'll be a hard one for me. Andre 3000 on the top of my list. You know, they say Andre got writer's block. I don't know how true that is. You know, I read a lot up on Andre, you know what I'm saying? Because he's not too much on social media, but that's my biggest idol, bro. That man conscious is way beyond his world. And I like to tap into people's brains like that, because most would look at him as odd, but I look at him as a gift. I choose to step outside of my box. So Andre 3000, CeeLo Green, I'm gonna say that again. I would love to work with Anthony Hamilton. Anybody, bro. Anybody that is willing to make a change in music. I have not worked with any big name artists. Right now, I got Turk from Hot Boys reaching out. He wants to work. Nah, and then one more, but he did now. Mo 3.
Man, I tell people, dog, like I'm trying to think. I can't remember what I told my homeboy a couple months ago, but like when I listened to I think it was Mo 3's first album or his second album, the one with that red cover on it.
Mm-hmm.
Man, like freaking, like I was listening to some of his music on the come up, but I ain't get a chance to do a deep dive on him until he passed. But when I listen to some of that early music, man, and then when I look at Rainwater interviews and how he described what type of person he was and things like that, and his work ethic and things like that, I was just like, man, he was way ahead of his time, man. I was
I
like,
met Buddy one time in Atlanta, bro. I mean, one time up the one. And I told him, this, he was with Boosie Camp. I told him, I say, you don't know who I am now. But give me some time. And black man, we gonna meet each other on a good term. See, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tote that brother legacy. I'm gonna do something later on, in the coming days, and it's gonna be a tribute to him. And I'm gonna put you in the mind of 03 again. I'm telling you. I feel like that's a tool we lost. We wasn't supposed to lose that tool yet.
yeah, that dude was talented, man.
We wasn't supposed to lose him yet, man. Shout out to Dallas, Texas, man, because I got a big fan base in Texas right now. A big fan base in Texas. So shout out to Dallas and Houston, Laredo, to my Hispanic buddies, you know what I'm saying? My Mexican partners. Everybody in Texas, man, shout out to them. Yeah, man. 3, that come outside, I'm gonna tell you something. That hit the world hard.
Yeah, that did, man.
That hit the world hard, bro. I mean, I'm a grown man, bro, but that brought me to tears, bro. Because I went to thinking about the street life and how I'm still alive and most of my dogs did.
Mm.
So, like I told you, music is a gift. It's all about the rhythm that's being passed through everybody's frequency.
Absolutely. So for all your fans out there, man, list some things you like doing in your spare time when you're not doing music.
When I ain't doing music, I'm either reading books that make sense, books on financial literacy, because I teach my kids a lot of financial literacy that's not taught in African American homes. Most kids don't even know what credit is. Most Black families don't know what credit is. So I try to teach my kids stuff I didn't know. I like fishing, bro. Fishing, riding 4-wheelers, trucks, them semi trucks. Hey, yeah, truck driving, boy. I'm telling you, I love that. You know what I'm saying? That country life. I like farming. I go back home. I do a little farming. 8420 module tractor, John Deere. Get out there on that cotton plow. So I just like doing the normal stuff that consists of just being free and able to breathe. Like I say, living in Miami, man, you had to wake up and go to school with a Glock 40 in your book bag in the 6th grade. I got to look at it. I stayed in Carroll City, Murder Grove. And I would have to cross to go to the elementary school, but it's another hood over there that's beefing with my hood, but I'm a kid. I don't know no better, but this stigma is going on. So even though I'm crossing over there, that don't mean that. So coming to Georgia and actually living in Georgia, bro, and being able to wake up in the morning hearing a rooster crow and taking a fresh breath of air, bro, and it smells so good. I'm gonna tell you, cow shit smelled good as hell to me, bro. Because I didn't have to smell dead bodies and gun smoke, bro. So that's, I just like living. Anything that deals with giving me a peace of mind, hunting, whatever, bro. Horseback ride, I don't give a damn. I even go jump off a cliff with a parachute. It's gonna give me a sense of peace. OG not open-minded, bro. I'm all for everything. As long as it don't mean hurting nobody or doing nobody wrong, bro, or involving myself in anything that's gonna incriminate me and my loved one. Because we done had enough of that for too many years.
Absolutely, man. So what are your short and long-term goals? What do you want to accomplish?
What I want to accomplish in this industry is to show the diversity that anybody can do exactly what I'm doing. Just change the course of what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I want to change the way we make music, bro. Like Pac say, change the way we eat, change the way we sleep. Like I listen to that. I want to change that, man. I want to change the way these kids viewing it. I don't understand the op thing, bro. How is that your op and you grew up with him? I'm still trying to figure that out. That ain't your op. Y'all niggas just had a disagreement. And you ready to kill him over. I want to change that narrative. And I ain't saying the young boys is pursuing that, they expressing themselves. I want to be able to bring the OGs back to the table with the young G's and actually let these young G's tell the OG where they messed up, and them guys that actually accept that and be willing to step forward and see and ask the young heads, well, what can we do to help y'all? Not y'all help us. It's too late for us. But what can we do to help y'all so y'all can help them babies behind y'all die? And I look to accomplish in the next 5 years to actually to have that change turn, and then getting into making cartoons and movies, because I like that kind of stuff. Outside of all this music, bro, I'm really funny as hell. See what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So far as 2023, man, I know you had said in the beginning of the interview, you know, about your album dropping in May and a couple singles coming, but what else you got coming for the rest of the year?
I'm gonna drop a mixtape right after the album. I shot a preview of it the beginning of this year, but then I took it back down. I'm gonna actually put it back up. When January 1st hit, I dropped my mixtape Year to Jumpman 2023, Above the Rim. So I'm coming with that. That right there, I'm changing the game up. I'm remixing everybody's songs. I'm paying homage to Atlanta. So I'm remixing Rich Homie Quan Some Type of Way.
Oh man.
Yeah, hey bro, I'm not playing. I'm not playing. You know, I got that coming on there. You know, I'm remixing Rest in Peace to Savannah Camouflage out in Savannah, Georgia. He got a song called Cut Friends. I remixed it and called Don't Trust Friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm kicking real music, bro, but I'm taking hits and I'm bringing them back with a different feel. You know what I'm saying? I even got that Curtis Mayfield, getting it on 110th Street. I'm paying homage to him. I'm just taking it, same thing Wayne did, jacking for beats, but I'm just not jacking for beats, bro. I'm actually just putting it back out there and letting everybody know these were the songs that actually had us feeling good, and we was loving each other then.
Absolutely. This is kind of a legacy question right here. How do you want people to perceive you?
POME, as a product of my environment. You know, I come from the gutter. I want you to see me no different than what I'm already showing you. I'm not different than no man on this earth, or no woman, and nobody. No color, no race. I'm just me. I'm just OG. I'd rather help you before I hurt you. I want the world to see me as, man, that's a dude that done been through hell, but he coming back to give us the compass to get out of it too. That's what I want them. I want the world to remember me as somebody that tried to change. Because there's a lot of brothers that's incarcerated now, and there's brothers that's coming home from prison. There's a stigma put on us, man. When we walk out of the door, the guards usually say, you'll be back in 6 to 18 months. I beat that odds. I ain't been back to the chain gang. I got out 2005. Here we is in 2023. I'm a free man. So I'm still fighting for brothers behind the wall and brothers that's free. I want to be remembered as the young OG that brought everybody together.
Absolutely, I can feel that. So I'll start asking people this question, man. Give me your Mount Rushmore. Give me your top 5 most influential people in your life. It could be famous people, it could be family members, or whatever you want to do.
Number 1, Miss Shirley, my grandma. That's the first. Number 2, the Notorious Big Eyes X, my uncle. Number 3, I gotta say, man, that boy Will Smith. Boy, that boy Will Smith, boy. I ain't even lie. You know, that boy Will, bro, everybody been on Will, bro. I've been on Will since I was a jit, bro. So to see what Will did on the Oscars, that's black people mess. That's what we do. The world's just seen it and, oh my God. Will number 3. Hey, Will, boy, hey, boy. I see that left hand hook, boy. I thought he was a box. He did Muhammad. I mean, he did Ali now. So you seen where it came from. So 3, he on 3. I say 4, Andre 3000. And I'm telling you, man, that brother's an inspiration to me, bro. And I can't wait till the day I can meet him and actually sit down and pick his brain. I want to learn from him. You always heard of these 5%ers and these humans that has these intellectual properties in their head, bro. That's just so beyond this world. He one of them to me. You know, he what we would call the vessel for information. And number five out of all of them is gonna be me. Cause I'm always bet on me, bro. It's gonna be me.
Absolutely.
I'm proud of me, bro. I'm one of my greats.
Absolutely. I can feel that. So as far as closing remarks, man, anything else you want to tell the people you got going on and let people know how they can keep up with you on social media and things like that?
Yeah, I'm finna get ready to go back down. Shouts out to Live from the Trap. Miami, Florida. These boys are connected with Rock Nation. Shouts out to that boy Rug and Mike, Tito and LT. You know, they connected with Sniper Gang and all that. They got the biggest platform coming out of the South right now for independent artists, and they're actually getting people signed. Like, I'm going back down there. I did change, man. You guys can go on my IG. Like I said, it's at OG_NARD_. And you should see me on there with my dreads in a black and white photo. I'm actually finna get ready to go back down and do my second single I'm releasing off my album, Truck Driver. That'll be on all platforms. April 30th. It'll be before then. I think Tom them said it. Yeah, April 24th. I said it right the first time. April 24th, Truck Driver will be released, and I'm going down there to shoot the stage performance for Rock Nation and Live from the Trap and all them boys down there, man. And like I said, we're getting ready to try to put a trap country tour together with all the southern states. I got some projects coming up with Cheese Beats. I'm working with Mix.com from Quality Control. I got a lot of stuff coming up, bro. There's a lot. It's a lot. But if anybody want to follow me, they can follow me on my IG, man. That's how you keep up with a lot of stuff I got going on. My website's coming soon for Trap Country Clothing and Apparel. You will be able to go get my music and everything else off my website. Right now it's under construction. They're still designing and creating it. My clothing line will be actually the Dickies, but it'll be merged with Country Camel. And it'll have a deer on there for Trap Country Clothing, TKK.
Okay. Absolutely, man. I think a lot of people will be able to relate to this interview, given, someone that hit a setback in their life and was able to bounce back from it, being going to prison and not letting that be the reason for you to find yourself in a repeat stage in your life, keep going being in and out. And that's an inspiration in itself because we constantly see people, go to prison, get out, whether that be lack of opportunities or whatever, and then have to be forced to go back into what they was doing that made them go there the first time. So it's good that you got out, you had a plan, and you made a positive impact when you got out. Started a family, started raising some great kids, and start doing the American dream. Making a positive impact on the community. So
yeah, man, that's a big part of life for me right now.
Absolutely, man. And anytime you want to come on a podcast, man, you can come on anytime. I do interviews, but I also talk about real stuff too, whether it be police brutality, child support, relationships. Should you kick your kid out of 18 years old? That was one of my popular episodes. Just stuff that I know people gonna come across at some point in their life. It's just good for us to have these type of discussions amongst each other. That was one of the reasons I started a podcast, was because I'm real big on mental health. In the military, uh, suffer real deep depression at one point in my military career because of losing my best friend in Afghanistan. I just wrote a book about it. It's going to drop this summer with some other co-authors that's writing about overcoming mental health experiences that they had to overcome. But I feel like you have to have more conversations among people that look like us and even people that don't look like us to get reassurance that, no matter if this person's a millionaire or you're a middle class person, we all go through similar things, no matter how successful or regular a person is.
Yeah, yeah, you're right about that. That mental health thing, I'm with you on that. One day I hope you do one about mental health when it starts in the home, because that's what most of the mental health starts at. It starts in, and as a Black community, we need to talk about that because that's where it starts at in our homes. Like kids go through mental health. Kids are going through mental issues with their parents. You see what I'm saying? If we can sit back and start finding out what these kids are going through, then maybe we won't have the killings and a lot of other stuff, because that's what it leads to, the suicides. It leads to stuff like this, depression. Like, I done been through depression before. Just like I say, man, getting in shootouts, being shot up, watching my homeboys die next to me, put me in a stage of depression. But then that leads to something else, and it ignites a quote unquote, I don't even like to use the term, but they say demon. It ignites the demon in you. There's a yin and a yang to a person, a good and a bad. It's just which side are you giving more friction to?
Yeah,
So I'm with you on that mental health thing, brother.
absolutely, man. And anytime you want to come on the show, man, you can hit me anytime. I record all times. I woke up yesterday morning, didn't think I'd be doing 2 interviews today. And then freaking before I went to sleep, I had 2 interviews. Then make it so crazy after I got off the first interview, I got in Young LA Comments probably about a month ago, and I forgot all about it. As soon as I get out the first interview, Young LA in my DM. So I hit his manager. I'm like, man, I forgot I even mentioned this dude in the comment.
Hey man, you see how God put you in position for things, man?
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Bro, like I say, keep doing what you're doing, man. You kicking off the positive energy to the people, bro. Like I said, I'm honored to be on your podcast, man. I'm honored to be able to, distribute this to the world. I want to say shouts out to another brother that just lost his life today. His name was Montel Slater. He was out of Mobile, Alabama. He created Late Gate Radio, and he was opening doors for independent artists. He was killed last night in his car in Mobile, Alabama, man. Never heard a soul, brother. Never heard a soul. So that's why I say, man, sometimes God will use us for a second just to catch the world for a minute. So that's why I say, what you doing, man? Hey, brother, I lift you with the most on from black man to black man, bro. I'm here to uplift you, and I'm here to support anything you got going on, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate that, man. I like that music, man. I didn't get a chance to listen to it last night, but I listened to it when I got off work today because I had to do some overtime. Then when I was on the way home, I had listened to it, and like I said, that spirit led music, man. A song got real emotions in it, man. When it make me reminisce about stuff I've been through, because a lot of music don't do that. A lot of music just serves for the moment. Like it'd be like, oh, we just turning up right now. Let's have a couple shots or something like that, But music with actual substance, so real. I want to say it's not appreciated, but it's not. It's not appreciated as much as the BS that we listen to all the time. Like like artists like J. Cole and Kendrick, that people that really real artists, you know what I'm saying, that really take like a whole year working on an album, and then when they put it out, you be like, dang, this dude get so creative with their music videos. You be like, dang, man, this dude's really got a deep imagination, just those type of people just uh similar to yourself, just kind of fall in beneath the cracks, I would say, versus the other artists that's talking about the ops and the street life.
It's more of the media. I look at it in that aspect because one thing about it, Pac showed us, bro. When you put that out here, we gonna listen. Cause guess what? We the ones still getting beat down right now. So there's a young brother right now that I feel like is underrated. And the world really need to really start paying attention because he's not making pain music. He's making reality music. That's Rod Wave.
Oh yeah, Rod Wave, he's
The
hard.
world need to pay attention to him. Like I uplift, man, look, bro, that young king now. Man, look at here. I listen to that young king. Because guess what he's doing? He's speaking from an old soul.
I ain't gonna lie, like I was talking to my friend the other day, like she's a big Rod Wave fan. And she was laughing at me when I said this, but I was so serious. I was like, I can't listen to Rod Wave around everybody. Like I can't just be in a road trip, have 3 people in a car and just turn on some Rod Wave. Cause I don't know, especially if it's an album I ain't heard before. Cause I'm just like, bruh, I might have my homies around me. Or 10 minutes later, I might be in tears.
Hey, let me tell you
So
something,
I
Black.
was like, I gotta be in a certain space to listen to him.
You better stop that. Yes, look, let me tell you something. I got a song that I'm gonna sing you called Eye for an Eye. And I really want you to listen to this song. This song is asking, when I release this song is for the young generation. It ain't glorifying killing. It's just asking the question, have you ever seen a man die? Have you ever seen a man cry? Listen, let me tell you, some of the most beautiful thing in the world is to watch a brother break down in emotion, because then I know he cares for me. I'd rather a man sit there and cry, show passion about what he doing or what he has done, bro, and know that he has acknowledged that he screwed up, or he has made the necessities to move forward and what he's doing, than somebody to just be looking at me with a straight face and I don't know how to take you. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. If you can't drop a tear in front of your dogs, them ain't your dogs, man. That's just keeping it real, one black man. Cause my dog come over here, bro. My dog be crying, homie. And I sit right there and encourage my dog. Like, bro, it's gonna be all right, bro. We all going through that. You ain't the only one, dog. If music is touching you emotionally, that's God speaking through your tunnel. Your friends might be over there. Man, look, we ain't too hard to be cool, bro. Or we ain't too cool to be emotional. Well, that other song I'm gonna sing you, Ghetto Child, it comes on and it states, where do a man go when times get hard? That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not saying we're too masculine, because we supposed to show that in today's society anyway. And that's nothing towards that community. I respect everybody. I see everybody as a human being. But my thing is as a man, bro, when has it not been okay for you to be emotional? You might be built like a tank, but your heart ain't built like that. Because even when you do wrong, your heart will make you feel bad. So that's why I say this to you, black man. You ride down the road and you listen to Raw Way and you start crying, that's because God talking to you. You don't let that conversation not be held because of your pride in front of some boys that you call your partners. That's just real talk. That's from brother to brother, man. If I see you over there crying, bro, I'm gonna ask you, bro, what's wrong? You be like, bro, that song really touched me. And then now I'm gonna sit back and now you finna make me listen to that song. Because whatever made you cry, I know I'm finna think of something that's gonna make me change something that was bothering me. Music is that, like I say, music is the frequency through the 808s, bro. It's all about how we control it. It's an emotion. Rod Wave put, I'm telling you, that little boy there, the world's sleeping on him, but he gonna be around for a long time.
Yeah, man. Because once you find your own lane and you know you good at your own lane and you master it, you ain't got nobody to compete with. Like you don't matter what that person doing over there. Like you still gonna have your constant motion. Like people gonna pick up their phones, go to Apple, Spotify, whatever, because they in the mood to hear that. Like and every artist can't make that what you putting out, because it's taking
Mm-hmm.
certain artists to really make pain music in it. And you could tell when it's authentic, you know what I'm saying? Because you can hear it in their voice. Like I say, some
Mm-hmm.
can cap on the beats and stuff and it still sound good, but your spirit ain't gonna lie to you. Like I don't hear some stuff like that Mo3 man, like when he made the first song, or well, it wasn't the first song, but one of the uh songs that stuck with me the most by him was that Down on the River song on one
Then
of
the change is gonna come.
yeah, that and that Everybody
Yeah,
song.
everybody ain't your friend.
Man,
See, homie talking about real life issues, bro. Just because you, man, that Big Blank Back said this on his podcast that they got up in Atlanta. He said, Negroes nowadays are still think you the Negro from 10 years ago. No, you got to meet the new me, brother. I ain't that same person. And Mo3 told us everybody ain't your friend. Just because you growed up with them, don't mean you know them. That's just real fact, bro. You know what? This is what I tend to do. I don't got friends. I got associates. Because everything's a contract. If you come into my life, it's a contract. I'm not expecting you to be here for a lifetime. This is a short-term contract. After that contract's up, it's up to you to renew the friendship. You see what I mean? If everybody perceived and looked at that like that, then we wouldn't be so much in the twine of, oh, he real and he fake. Nah, homeboy, it's a business. Life is a business. Everything's a contract. When you meet a chick, guess what? You just signed a contract to go on your first date. You go on a date with her. You mess with her a couple months, find out she's crazy. It's contract void. You on to the next business opportunity. So that's how I perceive it and I look at it. Mo3, bro. I gotta tell you, boy, I wish heaven had a phone call.
yeah, man, that dude, yeah, he was special with that music, man.
I'm gonna put you back in the mind of that brother, man. I'm gonna try to keep that brother name alive. I swear I am. With the style that I've created, trap country, man, like you said earlier, I'm in the lane of my own. I'm not trying to be like nobody else because ain't nobody doing what I'm doing. Ever since I've been pushing it out now, I've been seeing a lot of these celebrities not trying to do, similarity. But I don't look at it as, oh, they hating and none of that, man. I look at it as, hey, look, I'm actually inspiring people. So that Mo3 harmony, that's trap country, baby. I'm telling you, that's trap country. One day, man, I hope I get a chance to meet Rainwater. Really do. So he can see the same thing his partner was trying to do, bro. It's the same thing I'm trying to do. He just died before he got a chance for God to actually put him on the heavenly stage. Well, he's actually on the heavenly stage now, but I'm talking about the big one on earth.
Yes, absolutely, man. Yeah, a lot of people get taken away before they reach their full potential. Well, they
Yeah,
full or the full, but I would say full potential earth wise. I want to say full potential spiritually because it probably was what God had for him. He probably, you know, made his mark from what he wanted him to do. But I know Charleston White had said something. He said something that really resonated with me. He was like, "We've been taught to think that death is bad,"
yeah,
and he was like, when he thinks of Jesus and the Bible and all the stories and stuff, he was like, everybody that died mean that they ran the race, they completed the mission. He was like, and that's what everybody should be aiming for. Like, you want to enjoy life and be around your loved ones and stuff while you're here, but he was like, culturally we've been like, oh, he died, so everybody's sad, but we really should be celebrating.
Yeah, and that's you know what, down here down in Miami, that's what my grandmama used to say. You celebrate when somebody leave because they don't gotta suffer no more. They transition on to peace, to another realm of prosperity. My grandmama used to say that. She said that that was part of their Indian culture. Like they celebrated when folks left. They didn't cry and weep. When you do that, you mean you only crying because you done that person wrong. And you didn't get a chance to ask that person for forgiveness. That's what we were taught. You know what I'm saying? You steady around here, oh, Johnny gone, Paul dead, Miss Mary out of here. No, you did something wrong. And now you're stuck with that. And that person has left. And the bad memory you have of them is stuck now because you didn't make it right. You know what I'm saying? So, Charleston White, bro, and that's another thing. Everybody talk crap about him. They say this, they say that. But who gonna start telling us about us?
Man, the realest thing he said, man, and people hated it, but it was the most realest thing he ever said. He was like, when Nipsey Hussle died, he went to the funeral in the LA Center, and he said he was looking around the stadium. He said, all these people, he said, if we got 20 people, 20,000 people in Staples Center, like 19,500 of these people is crying because Nipsey Hussle's gone. But that small 1% over there, his family members, his friends, they crying because Arab is gone, his government name. And he was like, when these rappers die, he was like, you got to be a deep thinker that understand the stuff that he be saying on these interviews. Like he was saying that, we have to separate the character from the person.
Right.
He was like, when he said, I'm glad that the rapper died because the rapper is the person that's, getting the stuff to the community and, having our community in this confused state and people thinking or portraying stuff they think this artist is doing or whatever. But he was like, the family know them as whoever their government name is, whether their name be Eric or Tyrone, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So he was like, we have to separate the character from the person because if you go around these people, family members, he might be rapping my ops and stuff. You might think this dude the biggest gangster or whatever. But if you go talk to his grandma, his mama, and you go be around them for about 30 minutes, you'll have a totally different perception of who that person was. You want to try to put those two in the same box.
Aramis, Nipsey Hussle. And that man was a great descendant of the great Haile Selassie I and I Rastafari.
Yeah, I know he had roots in Africa. I know he said on an interview that he got a chance to go to Africa and really see where he came from and stuff. I got a picture of him on my wall. He was my favorite rapper. Like he was like him, Young Dolph, and Mac Miller was like the only artist I ever shed a tear for when they passed away. Like I was really hurt when Nipsey got killed because he was such a deep thinker. I used to listen to his interviews. I loved his music, but his interviews was stuff that stuck with to me to how intelligent he was and how he talked about, the doctor said he the one that got me on Dr. Sebi stuff. He was
I've been on him. I've been on him a long time. But not to cut you off, you right about that, man. And he the one got me on learning hieroglyphics, bro. Nipsey got me on the one studying. I'm actually studying hieroglyphics. I want to learn how to read that. I know the old Egyptian language it was destroyed back in the days, but the closest people to that is the Mayan ruined peoples in the Yucatan off the coast of Mexico. Mm-hmm. These are the closest people to hieroglyphics, so that's actually something else that I'm finna get ready to take a trip over there too. I like to learn, bro. Anything that's gonna keep me going. I feel like if you learn something every day, it'll drive you to keep going. I don't care what it is. It can be tying your shoe. You learn how to tie that shoe. That way you're gonna spend all day the next day learn how to tie the next. Then when you get both of them on, you're gonna learn how to get your butt up and walk somewhere. So that's what I look at it as. Yeah, like Nipsey was a big beacon that we lost too. Like when I spoke to brother Tony Muhammad, he told me, he was there when Nipsey got killed. This is the brother that stands next to Minister Farrakhan. He's the negotiator on the West Side. He want to actually stop the gangs from killing each other. And I don't know if you remember back in the days on the West Coast when Snoop came together and did that convention for Tukey Williams, when they brought all the gang members out. Tony Muhammad from the Nation of Islam was the one that orchestrated that. And me and him we're actually in conversation now. And like he told me, like, a lot of brothers in the nation right now looking at me, man. And like everything y'all are telling me too, like the music, it touches people. And I feel like Change, man, is one of them We Are the World tracks by Michael Jackson. It's already been played in 46 countries. So I know I'm doing something right, brother.
Yeah, absolutely, man. You just gotta keep feeding them, man. Just don't starve them. Just keep getting them that good content, man.
Yeah, man. That's my goal, brother. That's my goal, man. If they allow me to give them something different to feed the brain and the heart, then I'm ready to serve them love.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, man, I like having conversations like this, man, because I'm a real deep thinker. I'm always constantly in deep thought because I'm always by myself a lot. So I always constantly thinking, you know.
And it ain't one thing about it, bro. Like if I ain't, that's why I tell you, man, that's a good thing that you're always by yourself. Because then you give yourself peace and time to start having conversations with God. That's what we need. People don't realize. Just like you get tired at work, you get tired of everything else. Pamper yourself and give yourself an hour of complete silence by yourself. And watch how much good you feel, because then you'll be able to slow down time and everything around you and realize where you're screwing up at, where you're doing good, and what's affecting you and what's not affecting you. You can see life for what it is, bro. I do the same thing sometimes when my family's in the house. Bro, I go sit in the closet and cut the light off and put on instrumentals, man, and just listen to instrumentals so I can have a conversation with God. I communicate with the Lord through music because I asked him to put it on my heart so I can write it on my brain. That's why I say I enjoy these conversations too, man. We just, as Black men, we don't have them enough.
Right.
We need to start uplifting each other. That's why I say I'd rather help you before I hurt you.